Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Lipke. I am the KCOM medical librarian. Today, we're going to talk about the resources available to you to help you with your clinical rotations. First, we'll take a tour of the library website, the homepage. We'll look at the resources within the KCOM toolkit. We'll talk about which resources to use and when. We'll go over the case reports LibGuide, and we'll talk about some library services available to you. I'd like to highlight a few resources available on the library homepage, specifically how to search for databases and resources, how to identify which to use when. The browsing platform, which is where you could find the most up-to-date articles and from specific journals. The database and resource help, where you can find tutorials, and how to search library guides. So first, let's talk about how to get into the library website so that you can have full access to all of the resources. The library resources are subscription-based, so you must be signed in through the portal to access all of those resources. Go to the magnifying glass on the portal, search library. There's the tile there. It brings you right to the library homepage. You're signed in and you're connected to all of the resources. Here are the databases. You can search the databases by subject. So here is consumer health and patient education, continuing medical education, exam prep resources, family medicine resources, and osteopathic medicine. You could search databases by purpose. Maybe you're looking for case files, clinical guidelines, point of care tools. Again, here's patient education. Here's more exam prep. Or if you're looking for research resources. Or you could search by vendor. Here are ACOM resources, AOA. Or if you're looking for statistics or federal resources, you can find them here as well. Browse eJournals is our journal platform. You can search by the journal article, the journal title. Here are all the JAMA journals. Or you could search by topic. Maybe you're looking for osteopathic journals. Here are those. You can create your own account where you could save articles and specific journals that you read most frequently. There is also an app for browsing, which you can find here. These are all the apps that the library offers for you. Here's browsing, here's Clinical Key, Dynamed, and Up to Date. If you have any questions or need assistance with any of these mobile apps, please let me know. Database and resource help. These are tutorials about specific resources. So you could see here alongside, here's PubMed. Now, the National Library of Medicine has done an exceptional job with their tutorials. So even if you're just a casual PubMed user, please make sure you take a look at these tutorials. There's information about browsing, Visual DX, and if we scroll down, here's information to use the Exam Prep Resource Board Vitals. Here's the Dynamed. If you find yourself using Access Medicine or any of those collections, here information about using those resources. And here is all the information you need about Up to Date. One of the most common questions we get at the library is, how do I reauthorize my app access? And you can find a PDF of that right there. So again, you can find that database and resource help. This is where the tutorials are. If you're doing research and you are having trouble getting full text access, you can request full text unlimited times. Just fill in your personal information and the citation here, and it will be sent to your email. You want to make sure you use your ATSU email. The library has tons of guides about a variety of topics. So you can use the search bar here and search for exam prep resources. And the exam prep and case files are in the same guide together. Maybe you need anatomy resources. And here you can find the guide on anatomy. If you are looking for the guide to do case reports, I have a guide for that as well. If you are looking for the KCOM toolkit, you can find it there. So here's KCOM. You can also find the toolkits right here. So if we go down to KCOM and go into medicine, here are the clinical rotation resources. These are basic resources here. Here are the textbooks for Foundations 1, and you can see that they're broken down into specialty area. Same with Foundations 2. Here are ebooks about for specific electives. And you can see here that I've created a guide specifically for family medicine. Here are more clinical rotation manuals. Again, here's a link for mobile apps, drug databases. Here's the case report guidelines. Here are all the exam prep resources. Now, I'd like to add a caveat with these resources. If you have put aside time to do exam prep or to take a practice exam and you want to use one of these resources, please meet with me before you have your scheduled time so that you are familiar with how to use these resources and it doesn't eat up all that time you have to do your practice exams. I'm happy to meet with you. I know we have a lot of different resources. Sometimes it's hard to determine which to use when or which works better for your needs, but I'm happy to work with you on that. So let's go back to the toolkit and the clinical rotation resources. And here's continuing medical education information, again, consumer health resources. So everything you could possibly want should be in there. If you need any help finding anything, please let me know. So we've talked about a lot of different resources. We said we have mobile apps, you have ebooks, you have databases, you have journals, but which resource do you use when? Well, mobile apps are great as a resource for bedside or exam room resources. And each of these has patient education resources. Ebooks are great for background information. Maybe if you come across a diagnosis that you have not encountered since early in your academic career, or maybe never encountered, Harrison's Blueprints and the clinical rotation series Secrets are great resources for that. To stay up to date with the recent publications in your current field of practice, again, using the browsing app and identifying specific journals to your area of practice. Databases are used primarily when you're doing research or you're looking for primary resources. I'm sure you're familiar with PubMed and Medline. CINAHL is a nursing and allied health database that is a great supplement to doing research. Case files are great for when you're doing exam prep. And we have LWW and Access Medicine. And Access Medicine also has its own app, so you can look at case files when you're on the go. Again, I want to reiterate, please, if you need help with exam prep resources, let me know. So let's take a look at the case reports. I've developed a guide specifically for this assignment. It talks about what is a case report. It gives you examples of topics for case reports and talks about where to start. Please note that it's the first step is highlighted. It's very important that you obtain patient consent to do this case report. Don't go through the whole effort of writing it up and doing all that research, and then you'll get turned down for publication because you don't have patient consent. Please make sure you get patient consent. There are guidelines for case reports, and there's a checklist here for you. BMJ offers free publishing for KCOM students. They have a 60% acceptance rate. They also have their own guidelines. So here are all the links you need to publish a case report with BMJ. Talks about how to write a case report, quick tips, instructions for authors. There is also within one of these links, the patient consent form. So please take a look at these. Again, if you have any questions, I'm happy to help. If you choose to publish somewhere else besides BMJ, there's information here to select a journal for publication. Here's writing and citation information and anything else you might need. And my email is right there if you need to ask any questions. So again, with case reports, you want to make sure you follow the guidelines. You're going to have to do a literature search. You're going to need to give supporting background and find background and supporting literature. So you'll need to know how to cite that literature. If you need to a refresher on how to use a citation manager, or you've never used one, please let me know. I'm happy to help you with that as well. And again, I can help you with publishing. Here again are the case report essentials, and note that I have highlighted you need informed consent. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the difference between UpToDate and PubMed. UpToDate is a summary or a synthesis of primary research studies, whereas PubMed is a database of primary studies. So let's go into UpToDate and take a look at the difference. You can find UpToDate right on the library homepage. And also, if you have not set up your UpToDate app yet, this is where you're going to start with that. So go to the library homepage, click the UpToDate link. You'll register here using your ATSU account, email. And then you can upload the mobile app and sign in with your ATSU email that way. So if we were going to search for information about diabetes on UpToDate, and you'll note that it's summarized for you. And here they cite different studies. All of this information on UpToDate was compiled by these authors and editors. They went to PubMed and came up with a whole list of references. And here are the references here. These are the primary studies that they summarized for you in PubMed. If you are going to use any information that you learned on UpToDate to support your case report or any other research, you have got to cite the original study. So let's say that we wanted to use in this progressive study where they noted this. So we're going to have to go to this primary resource and see, here's the link to PubMed. And this is the study that we have to cite. Do not cite UpToDate. Okay. So again, I provided a link to the training videos for PubMed here. Doing an example advanced search is a little bit beyond what I wanted to get into in this video, but I am happy to help you as a group or individually to help you better understand PubMed. The library also offers training modules that are self-paced and asynchronous. Topics such as how to develop an answerable research question, how to cite sources, how to avoid plagiarism, how to search PubMed, how to identify research gaps, and how to find supporting evidence when there's nothing on your topic, how to critically appraise studies, and that's a step beyond peer review, which you must be proficient at as a medical professional, and how to use citation managers, and how to avoid predatory publishing. So if you have any questions about those, here's the link to that, and you can always contact me. So please remember that I am here to help you. Please don't spend hours getting frustrated because you're not being successful finding the resource that you need or the information that you need. Search once, search twice, and then contact me. I'm happy to help you. I wish you the best of luck and look forward to hearing from you.